The present study explores the contribution of mental imagery and predictive processes in shaping visual perception of others' actions. Action observation represents the foremost scenario in which people constantly predict others' internal state, what they think, feel, and what they're going to do next. Recently, it has been argued that action observation as visual perception in general is shaped in light of predictive processes. In this view, a recent stream of studies show that viewers misperceived an actor's hand to have disappeared nearer to an object if the actor previously stated the intention to reach for it, while the same hand was visually perceived further away when the prior intention stated that the actor would have withdrawn the object. This perceptual bias has been defined as the intention-action prediction effect and demonstrated that we perceive others' actions also in light of what we expect people to do next. Recent approaches propose that a key mechanism underlying predictive perception is represented by mental imagery processes. In light of this, our research question was whether imaging others' action could induce similar perceptual bias as explicitly predicting those actions' trajectories. To test this hypothesis, we adapted the well-established paradigm that showed the intention-action effect and turned it into a mental imagery task. As before, participants were asked to observe videos of a hand moving and estimate its last seen position through a touchscreen response. But crucially, before the onset of each video, they were asked to imagine a certain hand trajectory, cued by the different color of the object on the screen. To control that the perceptual bias was influenced by the preceding imagery task, the same study was run on a control group, wherein the imagery task was replaced by a counting task. The prediction was that perceptual judgments would have been shifted further rightwards when previously imaging withdrawals, further leftwards when previously imaging a reach, and that this perceptual bias was eliminated in the control task. Plus, we aimed at generalizing this perceptual bias to a psychophysical probe task without a touchscreen response to exclude the influence of motor or working memory components. So we implemented the same task with the only difference that subjects judged the hand's appearance point relative to probes that were either identical to the hand's last seen position or displaced forward or backward along the trajectory. So here participants just pressed the spacebar to indicate if the probe position was different or not from the hand's final position. The analysis revealed stronger leftward bias when participants previously imagined a reach and larger rightwards displacement when they imagined a withdrawal. And most importantly, the perceptual bias was dramatically reduced in the control group, wherein the imagery task was absent. The same results were confirmed by the probe experiment, confirming that this perceptual shift could also be observed in a probe comparison task without motor or working memory components. These results represent the first evidence that predicting or imaging an action similarly shape our visual perception of the action kinematic.